All right, everybody, here we go. 2x4 2879C. This one is pending sold, supposed to be picked up today. Just want to test it before it leaves here, as always, whether it's being shipped or picked up locally. Always like to test amps and double check everything is good with them before they go. That way the customer knows that they're getting a working amp when it leaves here, and I know that I'm shipping out a working amp before it leaves here. So anyway, 2.4 2879C. Fatboy recommends a 2.5 watt dead key. Overall, I would say 150 to 180 watts dead key is what I recommend. Now, if that takes 2 watts to get that much, great. If it takes 1.5 watts to get that much, great. If a 2.5 watt dead key makes this thing, dead key 300 watts, then don't run it that high, obviously. But if a 2.5 watt dead key gives you 175 watts, then great. That 2.5 watt dead key is just a reference recommendation from Fatboy that should work in most scenarios. But again, everybody's setup is different. Everybody's radio is different. So 2.5 watts may get you more, may get you less. I say run 150 to 175 watt dead key. Now this amp is for Mr. Ridgerunner. He had what would I say? A request, I guess, to test it at 13.8 volts. So what we're going to do, we're just going to test it over 15 volts, and we'll also test it at 13.8 and show the difference in output. So first things first, we want to get our dead key set properly. We're running 15.3. That's actually about 15.2 volts. We'll go ahead and key the mic. Meter is on average. And we're right about 150 watt dead key. So clamp meter's turned on. We're not drawing any kind of power, so that's always good. No oscillation. Sometimes they'll draw a little bit of current with the fan, just very little, but this one's not drawing anything at all. So that being said, let's come over here to the watt meter. Average power first. We're going to be looking at the bottom scale, 1,000 watt slug. Hello. Audio. So as you can see, it's real tone sensitive when you're testing something on average power, and we got up to around 500 watts average with the right voice tone. And now we're just going to test it on peak. P-E-P, audio test. 1, 2, 3, P-E-P. Over 1,000 watts. Audio, test, test, test. Audio, test, test, test. Audio, test, test, test. Audio, test, test, test. Audio, holding strong over 1,000 watts P-E-P. Again, that's over 15 volts. 2879Cs can handle it, no problem. We'll test and see how much current we're drawing. Hello, 73 amps. Now what we're going to do is turn this thing back it up, back it up, back it up. We'll go to 13.9 since this reads 1/10 of a volt high. So that's actually 13.8. Now, what we're going to have to do is readjust our dead key. Now, something I want to bring up. If you were going from lower voltage on a variable supply to higher voltage, what you would want to be real careful of is your dead key, because let's just say for the sake of an example, our dead key set right here at 13.8. And let's say the amp is dead key in 150 watts. Well, then we crank it up to 15 volts, 15.2 or whatever. This is all going to change. You might be dead keying 150 watts at 13.8, and then when you crank it up to 15.2, if you don't watch your dead key, you could be easily dead keying 250, 300 watts. So just something to be leery of if you have a variable supply. Variable supplies are great, but if you're not paying attention to what you're doing and you're changing the voltage, you can easily mess something up. You can go from 150 watt dead key and then adding a couple volts, you can be dead keying 250, 300 watts without realizing it. So best thing to do is always just turn the dead key back down. Obviously, we're going down in voltage, so we wouldn't have that problem, but I'm just going to do this anyway as a good form of practice and a good routine to get into. So let's just go ahead and key it up. There we go, just enough to key the amp. And we'll roll it up to 150 watts. Now you can see the variable is a little bit higher than where it was at 15 volts. So again, if we were running this high at 15 volts, we'd probably be taking a whole lot of power and a risk of damaging our amp, because transistor amps are dead key sensitive. You can overdrive them and have something happen that you don't want to happen before you know it. So anyway, there we are. We're still at 13.8. Let's go over here and test it. 1,000 watt slug. We're looking at the bottom scale still. Average power. Hello. Hello. 400 watts average. A little bit less on the first audio. Changed our voice peak, voice tone, and it brought it up a little bit. Again, average power is very responsive to certain tones of voice. So showed around 400 average, give or take. And now we're on PEP. PEP, what do you mean to me? Just a little PEP. Audio, 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 audio. 1, 2, 3, PEP, audio. Around 900 watts. And then we'll just test the amp draw. Audio. 65, 66 amps. So what it draw on 15 volts? 74 amps. So about 10 amps difference, 9 amps difference, something like that. But that's it. We'll back this thing down if you want to see what it does all the way down just for kicks. Let's go back to peak. Hello, audio, 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 audio. So 700 watts all the way down. And that's at 13.8 volts. Never turn this while it's keyed up. It'll burn the variable out. If you want to adjust it, you know, key up, check it, unkey, check it, whatever. But don't like sit there, stay keyed up and turn this. Just a friendly reminder to you guys out there, because it will burn up a variable. Don't ask me how I know. Anyway, guys, this one's pending sold. Mr. Ridgerunner, appreciate it, man. Hope you enjoy. Questions, comments, complaints, anybody out there, shoot me a text. 423-299-3535. Everybody have a good day. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.